Glenn, I do have a hard-hitting question.
Uh-oh.
I would love to know what you guys have learned about not only yourselves as performers, but as people working with Lee.
Oh, that's such a nice question. Oh, I mean, Isaac is such a wonderful leader and such a phenomenal talent and gorgeous human being. I think working with Isaac, he's so encouraging in terms of he really wanted our input, and he also like used a lot of our suggestions, and he was such a collaborative filmmaker. I mean, there's one scene in the film where we're at a rodeo and everybody's tornado alarm on their phone goes off, and I remember in rehearsals I was like, when I first I actually did something in New Orleans, and I remember I'd never heard that sound on my phone, and I had a tornado warning, and I was like, that really was a shock, and it would be cool to have that in the film. And he was like, great, it's in, you know.
It's on. I remember that moment because I was like, that is the coolest idea ever. Which she was like, what if like all of a sudden the alarms went off and everybody's kind of looking at their phones. I was like, that, and it's such a great moment in the movie watching the alarms go off. It's like a great movie moment. And it's such a good instinct. But that's the thing, is like the experience of it in real time. I think that's what makes Isaac such a great director. The best directors I've ever worked with are real listeners. And Isaac doesn't try to force his way through the movie. He really lets the movie like speak, and he listens to his collaborators, and he listens to his department heads, and he has a real sense of the movie. He always knows the right answer, you know, but he really lets the organism kind of, you know, guide. It's really amazing.
Well, it's funny because I heard you tell a story about how, you know, your first tornado experience with your aunt, and then I watched the movie and I saw that line. I heard that line. So is that sort of the collaboration?
That was part of it.
In a weird sort of way, I kind of felt that this film is a love letter to those who live in these, you know, tornado-stricken areas, because, you know, I grew up in Los Angeles. I haven't really made it out there, but to see how beautiful, you know, the scenery is, and how you know that people who are in these sorts of situations have to come together in the end to rebuild, in the tenacity. You know, can you speak to that?
Yeah, absolutely. Oklahoma is just full of people who are very resilient and strong, and the community aspect is very great. Anytime a big storm hits or any event happens in which people need help, Oklahomans really come together. And so I'm so glad you pick up on that. And it's a beautiful area. I filmed my previous film there, and I grew up around there as well. So the state means a whole lot to me. And this was just a wonderful chance to be able to come back and make a big summer film in that environment that I love.
We've never seen tornadoes like this before, and we need your help.
No, I don't chase anymore.
Kate, we can save lives.
I'll give you 1 week.
You know, Daisy, what I experienced in watching some of the flashback scenes of you is just this joy that you had. And as I'm watching you as the character, and I think it happened when I was watching Normal People and Crawdads as well, there was something visceral that sort of happened in watching this joy that was on your face. So I'm just kind of wondering, are you planning on doing, I don't know, comedy or a romantic comedy? Because I would love to be able to experience that on film.
Full.
Yes.
I know. My characters are always going through it. I feel like both for my nervous system generally and for my health, it would be lovely to play somebody who is full of joy and full of beans. And I loved those parts of Kate, and I loved being able to return to that by the end of the film through her relationship with Tyler. But I'd love to do a really great rom-com. I loved Anyone But You. Like, I think we're really sort of craving that right now as well. And so yeah, I would love that role to come my way.
Well, you also, it really is so funny, you know, getting to know Daisy when we first because she was cast, you know, well before I was, and so we did a chemistry read together when I was auditioning, and Daisy was so like sweet and giving, and we had this like natural, just like she was bubbly. It was something I wasn't expecting, but it's like, you know, I really wasn't expecting, because I'd watched your stuff, and like there is such, like, you have such soul to your stuff, but the bubbly, goofy side is something that really defines her, and it's something that like Cameron Diaz had and you have. It's like, but like it's an unused weapon at the disposal. Whoever uses it is gonna be
really
rich.
Is because I was feeling in those flashback scenes the joy that you were experiencing.
Yeah.
I was like, I was there. I was feeling it. Glenn, I do have a hard-hitting question.
Uh-oh.
I need to know, who is the better wingman? Who would be the better wingman? Brisket or Hangman?
Brisket or Hangman?
Yeah, who would be the better wingman?
I mean, Brisket is a loyal,
He's a
loyal
babe
family
magnet
member.
as well. He's a babe magnet.
You know, I've been working. I haven't really experienced that part yet, but my God, you know, Brisket.
He's been really working this press tour.
Yes.
I'm almost not out of time, but I have a gift for you guys.
What?
So hold on.
Brisket's getting loads of gifts today.
Because
you
you know.
so
What?
So we know in the first movie, the cow is a big thing. Cow,
Yes.
right?
This
So my
is-
lovely producer Tara went out and got
Amazing.
this. But the chicken is
Oh my
also.
god, the new edition.
So this is a lucky chicken.
Wow.
You guys. Not to say
Goodness.
that this
He looks a
movie-
bit like you, Glenn.
This doesn't
It does
need.
look like me. That's in the morning before hair and makeup.
So there you go.
Oh, thank you
Oh,
so much.
very
This is very soft.
This is so lovely. I'm gonna fall asleep next to him anyway. He's got a little bib.
Was that it?
Nope.